you go.
It's too late. I just hit go live. I think that we're on there.
Okay.
I I don't know what.
You don't.
Let me. I'm not even.
I'm just gonna stay like this and turn the comments off because
But you're on my screen. We're both crooked. Oh no. Okay, I'm looking at. Are you watching us on your computer?
no.
I am, and we're both crooked. We need to, Vinny, you and I need to turn our cameras, not landscape. We have to turn them. We have to turn them. Yeah. So let me just.
I wonder how we do that because that's like this for me. But
yeah,
then you're.
Do it again. Wait a minute. Let me.
See, that's like that.
All right,
but
hold
like
on.
this, it's fine. See?
Oh, now I think I'm okay. Oh, wait. I don't want people to see my dirty sink. I turn your. Okay, Vinny, you're good. I think you're good. Okay, hold on. Everybody in the chat, hold on. Give me.
Here, I'm gonna put my phone on my laptop.
Give me and Vinny a minute. Hold on. Let me explain. Okay, Vinny, whatever you just did.
Uh-oh.
Now he's pink. Pink. Okay. Listen, let me just say, my good friends, if you've got something else to do, and you must have something else to do, please. I'm going to tell everybody what's going on. I can't even see the chat. If you're chatting with us, we're not looking at it. Not yet. Hold on.
I'm gonna go to the computer.
Yeah, hold on.
With
let me explain.
Muted.
Vinny. Hold on for a second. You look good. I'm looking at you on my computer, and you look fine. I can't say much about myself, but you look fine. Now, before I start reading the chat, let me explain. YouTube, where am I supposed to look? I think I'm supposed to look here.
Look directly at your camera.
Okay, so am I looking at you?
I can see you looking at me, yeah.
Okay. YouTube has a new feature where a person can go live and they can invite one guest. Now that's different from Streamyard, which most people use. On Streamyard, you can invite several people. Is it something like, I don't know, I think that at least 4 people at a time. But you can keep them behind stage. You can mute them. You can move squares all around. This is a brand new.
I was cleaning my screen.
Are you okay? This is
I look kind of fuzzy. No, my screen just looks kind of fuzzy. That's all. Oh, that looked weird. I just watched the replay of what I just did.
Well, dust it. You need to dust
I did, and it should, hopefully it looks, well. The selfie cams usually are never that great.
That's better. That's better. It's clear now, Vinny, whatever you just did.
Yeah, I cleaned the area where the camera was.
Okay. So let me get back to my blah, blah, blah. And I see the chat is flying and I'm not reading it. I can't see anything you're saying because I'm talking to you. I'm trying to explain what we're doing. Instead of using StreamYard, we're practicing now on this YouTube platform. And I have to say, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I don't see I'm seeing something different from Vinny. And I can't mute him. Not that I want to. Well, sometimes I want to, but I can't hide him. I can't move squares around. And the whole purpose for this is so that when I do my next live sale, and I guess I'm going to have to do StreamYard, Vinny, because this
format's kind of weird.
Yeah,
See, when I do my sales, I do them directly through YouTube. But if I have a guest or something, I do StreamYard because it's just easier. But this
Right.
is they got to do something with this because this
Right.
is.
But I understand that. But when I do my live sale, you're not a guest, you're a moderator.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to be seen. The whole point
Right.
is when I do the live sale, Vinny is behind the scenes, but you can hear him. So that allows me to not get boggled down with the chat, but Vinny can be reading the chat and he can say, Scott, stop. You didn't tell us the measurements, or stop. Somebody wants to ask a question and we can hear Vinny's voice. That's really helpful during live sales. And the only way it seems to do that is through StreamYard, and I don't want to do that.
And my phone is faster than my computer.
So is mine. And if I broadcast through StreamYard, I have to use my laptop. I can't use my cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to ignore the folks in the chat. I know you guys are here. I'm just letting everybody know why we're here, and what we're trying to figure out is the best way to do the live sale and have Vinny audible, but not necessarily seen. And it looks like this YouTube platform isn't allowing me to mute him or hide him, or so.
You could I know that Katie has done it before with Nate when they do their brooch sale. You might want to contact her. She could probably tell you how to do it.
Yeah, but I don't know that she does it on the YouTube platform.
She doesn't. She does it through StreamYard.
Well, I know how to do StreamYard.
Okay, never mind
So,
then.
yeah, the thing is, I don't want to do StreamYard because I have to broadcast on my computer. I want to do YouTube because my cell phone has a sharper camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's faster. It's a better image. So I know how to do it. I know how to do it on StreamYard and hide people and just have their voice. But the YouTube software, it looks like it doesn't let you do that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like we can't have it both ways. There's no perfect streaming software.
Unless, hold on for a second. Vinny, do something entertaining. Do a little dance or something. I'm gonna go and let me fiddle around with something here.
Okay. I don't know what to do.
Well, I don't know.
Let's show them a nice piece of glass from the Deco era.
Yeah, do something. I don't know. Get up and spin around.
I mean, I've got some stuff right here.
We'll show them something, and I'm gonna go and see if I'm doing something wrong, which wouldn't be
There you go.
anything new.
It's no different for me either. I always mess up.
Pooh. I don't hear anything. Are you talking?
No.
Well, go ahead.
I was trying to just show them the glow without...
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see anything.
That's all right. I was just trying to show them it and kind of like Vanna White it. Ooh, this does have some damage on it. Oh, well, it's old. Whatever.
Rats. This won't let me do anything.
Sandra. Yeah, where is my candy cigarette?
I've got my pretzels.
I need my candy cig.
Well,
there we go.
Cats, rats, and elephants. This doesn't do what we need it to do, Vinny.
Ah. Hey, but it was worth a try, though.
Yeah, but you know what? I scheduled. Wait a minute. Tell that you're showing all your good stuff. Go see. He's showing stuff that he knows I want. I know what he's doing. I know what you're doing, Vinny.
What am I doing?
You're showing all the stuff that you know that I want, that you got that I didn't get.
Stuff that I've had.
They're asking you if it's going to be for sale.
Nope. None of this stuff is. This and that other thing is not.
Well, stop teasing them.
I'm not teasing them. I'm just showing them what I got. This
Well,
isn't a
tell 'em,
preview.
Isn't that McKee?
It is. This other piece, I think, is Phoenix. Phoenix glass, the little powder jar. If I'm not mistaken. Patented in 29.
We're not fighting, Wendy. Wendy, you don't know the dynamics between me and Vinny.
No, you don't. But it's okay.
I'm the same age as his father. So I tell him off, he tells me off. Yes, I'm drinking from a can, and it's soda. Soda. I'm in the mood. It's just an old soda from Aldi. So
drinking.
actually,
Jody thought you were drinking a Coors.
no, I don't. I'm not a beer. I don't like beer.
Me either.
I'm German American, and I don't like beer. It's cola. It's cheap. You know, you get it at Aldi.
Well, these are interesting. I don't know who makes them. They're heavy, though. They're Deco. They got a floral design on them.
Hold them still. Are they unmarked?
Yeah, they're not marked at all.
Really?
Which is interesting. When I saw them at first, I thought they were Hall, but usually that stuff is marked.
I'm getting a Porcelier feel out of those.
You know what's funny? I thought that too.
I know.
But, you know, when I think of Porcelier, I think of the colors of the teapots and such. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but turn it upside down, because Porcelier has a sort of a canary yellowish glaze. In fact, I've got a piece of Porcelier I'm going to show you. It's sitting right in front of me. Let me see the bottom of that. That looks like Porcelier. It's thick too, isn't it?
It is. It's thick and it's heavy.
Now, Porcelier, my Porcelier book is, I don't know. I was looking for it earlier and I couldn't find it. Send me, when you're done, Vinny, send me a snapshot of that.
I will.
A duplifax. There's an old term for you. And I'll look that thing up, because it's looking real, you know, just my
Porcelier.
Porcelier. Well,
here's one of Scott's favorite things. It's Vaseline Uranium with a cranberry rim.
Where's my Windex?
And this does glow too, folks. Where's my black light at?
If you don't know the inside joke on that,
yeah, there's a real good joke about
it is
Vaseline Uranium.
I will live to be 110 years old until people stop saying Vaseline Uranium.
And no, it's like, really, you don't know the difference between Vaseline glass and uranium?
Yeah, I know. I can hear the old timers now turning in their graves.
Well, I don't have any other, well, I have some other glass pieces, but I got some advertising that's from the 20s that you might like to see. Well, I'm sure you probably have seen them.
You're showing it too fast, Vinny.
Well, you know why? Because I'm used to doing that, so I'm not like lingering. It's like when I'm doing a long haul video.
I haven't shown anything yet.
Well, you were finagling with stuff, so I was trying to keep the audience entertained. So this is from 1921. Oop, the ring light's getting in the way of it.
Yeah, fix that.
I could probably turn it off or just turn it down.
It looks good.
It's backwards on my phone, which is weird. But it's always like that on a device. There we go. Here, maybe that's a little better. Yep, 1921.
Beautiful.
Isn't she cool?
Yeah.
And the other one that I have is from 1927. It's a soda jerk.
I like that.
Yeah, I like the bright colors and everything on it. Stupid ring light.
People are asking you, does it glow? Maybe I'm looking at.
Are they talking about maybe some of all the green pieces that I have right here, and then the yellow piece do? What did Jeffrey say? I'm scrolling up in the chat. What did he say?
No, I don't know. My progressive lenses can't keep up with that.
You know what's funny, RP? I found that watermelon or a watermelon pitcher at a Goodwill too, and I think it's made by Tiffin. I couldn't believe it. With the lid, no cracks, no chips, nothing. Oh, and Jeffrey said something about Vaseline at his job, and that it either glows or doesn't glow.
Thank you, Brown Bird, who's asking me about the. I am broadcasting from the 1925 bungalow, and I'm in my hot mess kitchen, which has no refrigerator, no stove. My refrigerator is in the basement because I have not yet figured out what I want to do. I'm still, well, I know what I want to do. The walls are going to be tiled from the floor halfway up, and then from there up, it's going to be 1930s wallpaper. I'm going to have an Art Deco ceiling fixture. I want to add a Hoosier cabinet and a 1920s, 30s porcelain table. And then I need a stove and a refrigerator. And my dilemma back and forth and back and forth and back and forth is go get something old or go get something new. Now, there's a lot of pros and cons. Number one, this is not a museum. I want to use my things. When you buy old appliances, they're not energy efficient. They're built well, but they need a lot of restoration. And you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on an antique stove and an antique refrigerator. I mean, you can just blow the bank. Or, you know, you go and you get reproductions, which aren't that inexpensive either, but I've already looked all over the net. I know what Lowe's has. I know what Home Depot has. I know what everybody have. So I'm leaning towards new appliances that have a retro feel to them, but they're not authentically from the era. Because I want to cook. I want to use my stove. I want to use my refrigerator, and I want them to, work well. And so I haven't done anything.
It's tough. Although I do like a refrigerator that has a feature of an ice maker and a water dispenser on it. Even though that's a modern feature, we use it all the time. There are a lot of those companies that made retro-looking appliances that are pretty neat, but do they hold the same quality standards as an old stove or an old fridge? Probably not.
Well, any old stove I see is always rusted out. And I don't want a gas stove from 1930 unless you go to a company and you spend $20,000 to have it. I don't have that kind of discretionary income. So,
well, you could always get it for aesthetic in your kitchen, but to
No, I
use it
want to use it.
probably.
I don't want to display. I need to use it. Like I don't want a separate functioning kitchen in the basement and then the upstairs kitchen to be a museum. Whatever is in the upstairs kitchen, it's got to be I have to use it. Yeah.
Remember the ones that we saw at the one place in PA? I could not believe how much that was. It was like $7,500 or something like that.
Yeah, it's just
it was too far gone.
I'm trying to see what everybody's saying. Some are saying everybody's. The thing is that everybody, 50% of the people say get old. It's better built than anything new. The other half say get new. It's really at the end of the day, it's what my pocketbook can afford.
Exactly.
And what I end up feeling comfortable with. I'd love to have antique appliances, but I'm probably gonna have to end up going with the something reproductions that have an old-timey feel. And especially with a stove, then you can put an old-fashioned range set on it and put some old pots on it, and you can,
Yeah, and also safety regulations too. That those have changed a lot since 1930.
especially with a gas. And this is gas. I have a gas connection. This kitchen had a gas stove, so when this house was built, the furnace was oil, but everything else was gas, and it still is. So I have a hookup for a gas stove.
Those usually boil water faster than electric anyway.
People who have gas stoves love it.
They do.
To cook. But
I'm so used to electric, but I know that gas is better. But I know that gas definitely heats up faster. Like if you're trying to boil water, it's a lot faster than an electric stove. But
yeah, I can't. I'm trying. There, what my suggestion for YouTube is: allow the broadcasters to slow down the chat, because we can.
I know.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, and I don't like that expression. But people who don't do this don't know. Well, I guess they know, because they can see. Yeah, they know because they can see it on their screen. And you can't scroll up. It just goes way too fast. So I guess I don't know what to do. We just talk to each other and try to. I feel like I'm ignoring people.
Yeah, with Streamyard, it's almost like you're kind of interactive with them, but on here, because you can't do anything, it's almost like
Well, does it go faster or does it go slower on? I don't remember it going any slower on Streamyard.
You know what's funny though? If you're watching from you use your phone for Streamyard, but if you have two devices going, the chat in Streamyard jumps. I don't know why it does that, but for whatever reason it does, and it will literally, like your phone will be faster than Streamyard, which is funny. Like in terms of the chat, like literally if I show something that's for sale and I say, oh, number or price and the number, sometimes the number will pop up on my phone faster than it will on Streamyard.
Well, I will say this, Vinny, for the Monday Night Live sale that I'm doing, I already set it up as invited guests. It's already set up to go through YouTube with you as a guest. So if I decide to go ahead and do it, then what the people will see is half of me. The screen, there'll be half of me and half of you.
Yeah.
The only other thing to do is to cancel it, delete it, and create I can delete it and create a new thing. But the people that have already clicked notify me, it cancels them out. They have to. It's because it's gone. So they would have to. They would have to go in and find. They'd have to go and find the new announcement and click notify me on that, because it would be a different stream on a different platform. Yeah.
But they know where to go also if you put out a notification for the sale. So they'll come right back. Even if they don't get notified, they'll see that you're live if they, you know.
But people forget, I kind of don't like the idea of canceling something where people have already clicked the notification. So
I get that.
If I leave it this way and I have you on Monday night, I'm going to think about it. We'll see what people say. The option would be they can see your face. You might not want to be seen for 2 hours. And
I'm used to being seen for 2 hours. How people tolerate it is another story, but.
So the point is, Vinny would be the moderator watching the chat, calling all the shots, and reading the comments. So Vinny can tell people, hold on, everybody, stop chatting during the countdown, or Vinny can be reading and making comments and helping people during the live sale. That's the point.
But the other thing is, if I'm doing offer ups for you and I'm keeping track of that, like putting sold and such, and I can't do that on the app, I'd have to do that on the computer. And it's different on the computer sometimes than it is on the phone. So I'd have to refresh the stream on my computer.
Well, what do you want me to do?
I mean, it's totally up to you. If you find that Streamyard is easier in terms of like what you actually want it to be, me just in the background, and we're not sure how to really maneuver this. I mean, if you want it set up in the format that you're thinking of, it's probably best to do it on Streamyard, but it's your call.
See, somebody says I'm overthinking it, but I don't. But I'm not overthinking it, because it's when you're doing a live sale and you got 500 people in there. It has to be.
Hey, Sarah. But not even that, too. Like, I'm taking up half of your screen.
Exactly.
And so you can't see. Like, it's like me just showing you all what I just showed you. Like, you can't see all of it because I have to work it into this little box that I'm in.
That's right. That's right, Vinny. And with StreamYard,
you can put me in the background and you're full and you can show everything.
Exactly. But I can only broadcast on StreamYard through my laptop. The camera is not as good and it's slower. So I think what's more valuable is to do it with the big screen, the better clarity.
It's just a shame that we don't have StreamYard features on this. It'd be nice. Like, you can just hide me and I'm still here, but...
Right. You don't have the same features. Right. Yeah.
Which is a shame. You know how much better that would be?
I know.
Especially because your picture clarity on both my computer and on here are pretty clear.
That's because I'm on a brand new cell phone with 5G. See?
Oh, you got 5G. Well, wait, didn't you have 5G when you were here? It was just the service that was really bad?
Mm-hmm.
Which is still bizarre to me.
Yeah, I pay for the fastest speed, so that just for this. And it's not cheap, but I do it so that I have really good speed and a good, I try to do it so that it's the best that it can be. But, well, people are going to get tired of us going on and on. But we did tell you that this is why we're doing this. It really is it's a test of the emergency broadcast system.
Well, yeah, it's weird. Like, my phone cam is the one that faces me is not as clear as it is if I had it facing the other way. That's why when I shoot my haul videos, I do it the other way where I'm behind the camera so the view is better, because the other camera is way better than this camera.
Oh,
and that's why I use my computer and I have a separate webcam, a nice 1080 Logitech webcam that I bought a few years ago because the picture quality is just better. But no device is perfect.
No, and it's so. I mean, if people could actually see, you've got to get setting everything up, especially if you move to different locations. You've got your laptop, your cell phone, you've got ring lights. I wear glasses. People get annoyed if it reflects. I got to put the lights to where it doesn't reflect in your glasses. You've got to get the volume correct, the distance correct. It's hard to do it. And Busby Berkeley isn't here with the chorus from the Copacabana helping me set it all. It's hard, and I'm just trying. I'm being picky about it because I want the best experience for the people watching.
Right.
What if somebody says don't move around? I can't not move around. I've been moving around since July the 10th, 1967.
You can't be stiff as a board when you're a YouTuber. It's impossible.
Well, don't move around. They meant keep everything in one location.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. I can't really do that because if I keep it in one location, then it's all cluttering up the kitchen or it's all cluttering up the living room.
Right.
Because you've got lights, camera, action tables, you've got all this stuff around you like a studio, and I don't have a separate room in the house that can the attic. I could set up the attic.
So you really want to set up in the attic.
But it's freezing up there right now.
I know. And, well, that's why I like this guest room. People were telling me yesterday that I need a backdrop because it's just a plain wall behind me, and I can't really put anything up. But I don't want to spend the $100-something just to get a backdrop. Whereas, I was thinking if I clean it up in here a little bit, I can flip this desk over, have it facing the wall, and then you guys can kind of see the room behind me, which is a little better than what you see now. But I mean, we'll see. I'm going to give it a test run.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Snow's Shadow called me Capone. Al Capone sucking on my candy smoke, and Cooper mansplaining.
I have to answer a question. Let me lean my head. Yes. I have a tea kettle hanging from a birdcage stand. You see that back there? Don't ask me about my weird decorating style. That's the basement door that you see.
Yes, he did see my first shop with me, Betty, and yes, they poked fun at me for that look that I gave to that Shirley Temple doll.
I didn't poke fun at him.
Someone did. One of you screenshotted my face and sent it to me. I forget who it was.
Me, but that was an old video.
What?
Who are you talking to?
No. Betty McNearney is talking about my most recent shop with me video, and I made that face about the creepy eyes of that Shirley Temple doll.
I saw that Shirley Temple doll. It was
nasty. The eyes that did it.
Now, Vinny showed all of his things before he was supposed to show everything.
You were doing stuff. I was trying to keep the audience entertained.
Yeah, but you flew through it Now, I'm going to show you some lamps. I mean, we're here, so we thought, okay, let's review. We've already beat this thing to death. We've talked about it. Here's what we like. Here's what we don't like. We're not going to bore you guys with that. I will be live. Now, everybody who's watching me now, if you join me live on Monday night, I'm not sure which platform I'll be on, but this was a test. All right. And I'm glad you guys, could hang out and be with us for this little test. Appreciate that. But we thought we'd keep chatting for a little while. I've got some lamps to show you.
Ooh.
You want to see them?
What you got us? What you got to show us?
I'm going to show you right now. I've got some lamps and a couple other things. Today, this is fresh from the thrift shop. Today, like 5 hours ago, I bought a lamp for $9.99. And I can sell it on eBay just like that for $350.
Ooh.
And on First Dibs, which is crazy, the prices on that, they have the same lamp and they're asking like $900. I'm going to show you that lamp in a minute, but I can't get to it. You're going to see it. I promise. But first, very quickly, you already saw this in a thrift haul. These date to the 1930s, and I bought a pair of them, $9.99 each. And they're really beautiful porcelain lamps with an autumn scene here on the front. This reminds me of Rust Bouquet, and we've got this. This is not ormolu, but it is gilded metal here, brass. And they both have, again, I've got a pair of these. And then down at the bottom, this typical sort of pierced work. And this is the old one. This even has its old original silk cord and the old Bakelite plug. Look at that. So I have a pair of these. I'll hold it back. Do you guys like that one?
It's definitely you. I'll say that.
You calling me a lamp?
No, the style of it.
It is. I know, Vinny. You know what? These were expensive lamps in the 30s, and I think I'm going to keep these and trade them out, like bring them out in the autumn season. So I have two of those. That was a great lamp day. And then all my wacky mid-century people, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Now, Vinny, I have a pair of these. Two of them.
With some fiberglass lampshades on those would be killer.
Yes. Right out of the late 1940s. This and that dark, dark, dark forest green were two enormously popular colors in living rooms in the late 40s. And again, I paid $10 each, and I have a pair of these in excellent condition. Smoking hot lamps. Wouldn't you call this abstract?
Very. You know, well, I mean, if you forgive the two little, what do they call those? Like the two openings at the bottom, it looks like a heart. Be good for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So I have two of these.
Those are awesome. Do they have the finials to them? Oh, no. Looks like one's missing it.
No, neither one has a finial.
Ah, but that's okay.
But tracking down the right shades.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the trick, because they've got to be the right shades. Now, Vinny was with me when I bought this lovely lady.
Oh, yes.
He was not with me when I already had the shade. So let me just show you the shade first. This is a 1930s parchment shade. Parchment shades don't survive from the 30s. It is rare. They're hard to find because parchment, you know, it's a heavy cardboard, not animal skin parchment like illuminated manuscripts, but cardboard. And you can see there's a little bit of water damage on the inside. It's dusty. I bought this shade and I said, one of these days I'll find the perfect lamp. And when Vinny and I were shopping where were we, Vinny?
We were at one of the local antique malls here.
Yeah. I found the perfect lamp. They were made to go together.
They really were.
Now she is there's a difference between chalkware and plaster. So she's more of a plaster, and she's from the 1930s. And she has I'll show it to you. She has her original silk cord. I didn't rewire it, and her old Bakelite plug. And she's polychromed. This was cheap. This was inexpensive. Could have been given away at it could probably bought in a store. People always think that this kind of thing was a carnival prize, but not necessarily.
So here, I got a question for you. So do you find that chalkware chips much easier than plaster? Because I think it does.
I do.
Plaster is probably made better than chalk.
Correct. And moisture will, the paint will just flake off of chalkware, where the plaster seems to be more stable, especially from the 30s.
I mean, that's a prime example of it. I mean, look at it.
That's her original paint. She's holding up something like a Grecian urn. Hey, Vinny, what's a Grecian urn?
I know this is like a dad joke, and I can't remember the punchline.
Oh, well, then you asked me what is a Grecian urn.
So, what is a Grecian urn?
No, what's a Grecian urn?
Yes, what's a Grecian urn?
About $2.99 an hour.
Oh my God.
So they've heard that before. They don't want to hear that again. Now, let's put that down on the floor. All right.
Katie's got a question for you.
Hi, Katie.
She says, when do you decide whether or not to rewire assuming that the cords are in good shape?
If it's a cloth covered cord, as they were in the 20s and 30s, if you bend the cord and it is supple and it doesn't crack, so if the innards aren't dry rotted, and you'll know, you'll feel it crack, you'll hear it crack, I'll rewire it. The silk on the outside can be frayed, but if the inner core is in good condition, it's fine. Now, I know some people freak out over that, but I've got lamps I've been using for 30 years that have old cords, and if that inner insulation around the hot and the ground, the hot and the cold, it's not cracked, it's okay. So most of the time I do have to rewire them, and I'll get reproduction cord. It's safer.
For sure. I just broke my candy cigarette. Oh, well.
Now, Vinny is allowed to show things too, but he showed them
I kind of already shared a lot, so. But I got more to show, so.
Okay. Let me show this one, and then you go. All right. Everybody in the chat, guess. Which company made this? It is signed. Everybody guess. Vinny, I can't see the chat. You call out what everybody thinks they think it is.
Okay.
It's glass.
It is glass? Okay.
Yep. Anybody know who made it?
Is it... Am I allowed to guess too without looking at the chat?
Yeah.
Tiffin?
Nope.
Fenton? No, definitely not. Well, Fenton marked stuff. Fenton?
Nope.
No? Okay. Macbeth Evans?
Nope.
McKee?
Nope.
Aladdin?
Yep.
That was Lorraine Bowden. She got that. Aladdin.
I'll show you the signature. I'll try.
I didn't know they signed their lamps.
Yeah. Does it show up?
I'm looking on the screen here. I can see letters.
Yeah, I know it doesn't focus.
Yeah, it's pressed into the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I associate when I think of the Aladdin lamps? The ones that they're kind of about that size, but they have grapes on them, and they're kind of like a 60s, like that pale green, pastel green.
Yeah, and a lot I've had people say, what I've held something up and I say this is an Aladdin's lamp, and they go, no, it's not. That's not the shape of Aladdin's lamp.
Oh boy!
I'm talking about Aladdin. Aladdin is the name of the company that made lamps. It doesn't mean that it's in the shape of an Aladdin's lamp.
Isn't it also spelled different, like with 2 L's instead of 1? The Aladdin Lamp Company.
I don't know.
I think it is.
This is spelled Aladdin.
Oh no, never mind then. Spelled the same way.
So, yeah, it's just a nice glass lamp.
Hi, Martha.
Pre-war. Which
now, what era were those ones with the grapes on it? Were those the 30s too, or were those a little bit later?
I'm not sure what you mean, grapes. I've got a couple more downstairs. They made 40s, even into the 40s. That kind of look like grapes.
It's either grapes or something else, some kind of fruit or something. I don't remember. Yeah, I can picture. I know exactly what it looks like, though.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Vinny. I can't think.
Me either. When you're live, nothing works.
I can't think, but so I have a couple more lamps to show you. And I know you're waiting for this mid-century lamp that I'm going to sell for at least $350 that I paid $9.99 for today. But before that, I bought a Porcelier teapot / coffee pot. And people get really picky about it's tea, it's coffee, it's tea, it's coffee. It's not chocolate. Chocolate pot, the spout would be way up here. But a lot of these pots could be for tea or coffee, whatever you want to serve out of it. But I've never seen this. I love Porcelier. And look at the orange and black. Look at the autumn colors here.
Yeah, very fall-esque.
Yeah, and such good quality. And this one is clearly marked Porcelier. That might be upside down. Vitrified porcelain, China. And of course, probably most well known for their lighting fixtures. You know, they were big with, but they did coffee. They even made toasters out of porcelain to match the coffee pots.
They were so stylish back then.
They were.
But you know what's funny though? That's not. Excuse me. That's not a teapot you see every time or all the time either. Usually you see that other one with like that old turn of the century looking pattern, and it's missing that. What is that bigger piece that usually goes to it?
Yeah, the drippolator.
The drippolator. Usually you just see them with the lid, not the drippolator.
The one that I always see is called Colonial Kitchen or Colonial.
That's what it is. Something. That's the one I'm thinking of.
It's a spinning wheel. Or you'll see, yeah, this one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a chance to go and look. I have the Porcelain book, and it'll tell me when it was made and what the pattern is and all of that. But I love this little. I think this is a great little pot.
Yeah, it sure is.
Does your hat have a special story? I wish that it did, but it doesn't. I need to throw it away. It's got holes in it, but I'm known to wear clothing until it literally falls off of my physique.
That's how my uncle is with his Boston Red Sox hat. He's been wearing it since 2004, and it's like disintegrated from when they won the World Series.
Vinny, I've got a college sweatshirt that I bought in the fall of '85. and I still wear it.
It's probably good quality too, I bet.
It's rat-a-tat-tat. I look like a heathen. My mother thinks I should burn it and throw it away.
Well, if it makes you look like Jimmy Dean, I can understand why she thinks that.
What are they saying in the chat to us? You have a sweatshirt?
They're talking about the Sherry. I'm gonna butcher this name, and I apologize. Sherry Surles says that she likes the pattern, and she has quite a few Porcelain coffee pots with the drippolator and the electric ones.
Yes, I love Porcelier. And is it Cheryl? Have you seen? I haven't ever come across this one.
Yeah, that's one I've never seen before either.
I love it.
I like is it orange and black or red and black on the top?
Orange and black.
I like that. I'm not really particularly crazy about the decal of the flowers though.
Yeah.
But I like the combination of the black and the orange.
Mm-hmm. I would like them to be a little more deco, but you know, they're kind of stylized. Are they crocus? It's kind of stylized. You know, you can tell it's 30s, 40s. Oh, she says no, she hasn't seen it. I haven't either.
Oh, okay. I must have misinterpreted that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you saw the sleeve on one of my videos. I know, and I didn't mean to film that day. I had those sleeves on with all the holes in it. Anyway, they want to see the rest of these lamps.
Yeah, show us some more lamps.
All right, now look at this. Now, before I hold this one up, you know I have to drag it out.
New drum roll?
Yeah. I found the shade with no base. So the shade
with no base.
This shade does not fit on this base. This shade had a glass base. Let me show it.
Oh, I thought you said face.
No. Sorry,
I misinterpreted that.
I already know that this shade would have come with a glass base that would have somehow been harmonious with the shade. The base gone. I did salvage the shade. So what am I going to do? So I've got this, look at this wonderful Art Deco satin glass. I wish I could plug it in, but I can't plug it in. Look at this beautiful deco shade. It looks like really good French deco.
Flash. Very flash.
This shade is absolutely awesome. And it's a clip-on, and it would have had a glass base to go with it. I've just stuck it on a 1920s mahogany base because I don't really have anything else to use it on. You ought to see this thing lit up. And it actually looks okay on this, but
I think it would look better on an all glass lamp, to be honest. One that's kind of that same style.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. They don't go together. It's a marriage.
They don't. They really don't.
There's nothing else for me to put it on.
It's very mismatched.
So if anybody can find the base to that, whoo, I would love it. Now, Vinny, you show some things. And I'll look at the chat.
Okay.
And I'm still going to show this expensive lamp.
Well, why don't you show that first? You've already got people jonesing for it.
Huh?
Why don't you show it? Because you've got people jonesing for it already.
No, I'm teasing them. I want them to hang on to the very end.
Oh, okay.
Are they going to get mad?
No. So this thing really needs to be cleaned. Magic eraser after the show. So this is really neat. This is I think it's, what do they call it? A Jester?
Yeah.
A Jester powder box. In pink, you stink. I have yet to figure out who makes it, but I've never seen one like this before. And I've had this guy for a while because I love him.
Vinny.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you who makes it.
Shoot.
Let me go get my book. You talk and look at Vinny. I'm gonna go get my book. And don't make fun of me.
I'm not that appealing to look at, though. We all know this.
Well, they can look at my camera. They can look at my kitchen cabinet.
Yeah, look at the kitchen. Don't pay attention to me because I'm hideous.
I'm going to look that thing up in my book, and I'm not going to Google reverse image it. Keep talking, Vinny.
Here's what it looks like. I don't know if I'm doing a good job of showing it because you all know my camera on my phone, like the front camera, is not the best. Well, I'll be offering some glass books at my sale tomorrow, so hopefully y'all will stick around for that. So we got that. I know I'm kind of late for Christmas, but I did, when Scott was with me, I did get a 1901 Delineator magazine, and there are some killer images in here. Is that showing up real well for you guys? The chat is popping up on my phone, so I can't really see if if it's showing up well. There we go. Kind of okay. Let me show you some of the imagery in here. Like this is some awesome stuff. And mind you, this is December 1901. Let me show you some black and whites here. Oh, this was kind of cool.
I'm still looking for my book. Keep talking.
The bathroom fixture book. That. Maxfield Parish Clowns. No, it's literally just a powder box. Here, I'll show it again. But he's holding something. He's holding, I guess, like a guitar or something, like what most Jesters were holding. And what's funny is it's got a tread on it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but there's a tread. Right where my finger is, there's like a little bit of a tread. Or maybe that was just part of the glass design. Because I don't think that you would want glass to screw on. Because that would cause some damage. He's holding a flute or a lyre. And he's got, you know what it looks like to me? It looks like a sitar. Almost.
All right, doggone it. This makes me mad.
Can't find the book?
No, I've got stuff. I can't find it. That thing is in... I have a book called Bathroom Glassware of the Depression, and that thing is in there, and I can't find my book.
I wonder if maybe there's like a virtual book of that. No, you know how sometimes they have ebooks?
Yeah, I've got that book. I can't find it. The reason why I can't...
It just cut off. What did you say?
I don't know. I'm mad I can't find that book. Oh. What is that?
The Delineator from Christmas of 1901.
Wow.
I bought this when you were with me.
I don't remember. Which time?
The last time. So I got that. Well, did we look through that You did. I gave you that 1934 Sears catalog when you were here. When I dropped you off.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look through it. They want to know if you're going to sell that.
The Delineator? Probably not now, anyway.
Why not?
Because I like it.
Oh.
Ooh, that's this you didn't see. This I just bought. Sears 1924 to 1925.
Vinny, where did you find that?
eBay.
When?
couple months. Well, was it a couple months ago? Maybe last month.
You gonna sell it to me?
I wouldn't sell it to you. If I ever get sick of it, I just give it to you.
No, I'm gonna buy it from you.
I wouldn't let you buy it from me.
Well, too bad. I'm not taking it as a gift. I'm paying you for it. We're in the business. That's very kind of you. That they're listening to an old-fashioned radio.
Paige just fell out of it.
Did you get a good deal?
I paid like $21 for it.
That's not bad.
No, not for this old of a catalog. Look at the back. The back is really cool. It's hard to share these things because they're so brittle.
Yeah. And they fall apart while you're reading it.
Indeed, they do. This cover is like literally on the mend.
I mean, they just like crumble while you're trying to look at it.
Exactly. I don't even know what page this was. This coat is made of the celebrated Britonia Bolivia. Okay.
Goodbye.
I have no idea what page. Oh, there was a bunch of them in here.
B-U-Y-E.
Tina, I have one dated 1902, and it's an original, not the ones they reproduced in '69.
They're telling you about that pink jar. Because I couldn't find my book.
Lisa Schwett. Forgive me if I butcher your name. Schweitzer. 1930s Ellie Smith pink satin glass powder jar with the pink. Why do I call it a? It's called a Perot. I can never remember that. It's a Perot. Dresser box. Jester minstrel clown playing a mandolin. Okay. Perfect. Sorry, guys. I'm always on the mend here.
You want me to show a couple more lamps?
Yeah, show us some lamps.
That sounded funny.
What, show me some more lamps?
Yeah.
Or was it the way I said it?
I don't know. Show me some lamp. Your money or your life. Show me a lamp. All right. If I don't break this one. Now.
God, please don't.
This one is going to be for sale. I don't know. I don't know how or when yet. I am not a big fan of milk glass. There's a ton of it out there. It's just not my thing. And so I rarely, huh?
I was agreeing with you. Yeah, there's a lot of milk glass out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's lovely. People collect it. But I've never really done well selling it, and I don't really buy much milk glass. There are these hobnail milk glass bedroom lamps that were made in the 60s that are like, literally, you can't spit. You can spit in 5 directions in an antique store, and it'll land on one of those lamps.
Yep.
This one, I have never seen this one before. I actually think it's beautiful. And I'm going to do a close-up and let you see how this glass is embossed. Now, I'm going to assume this is a 1950s, 60s thing. Look how beautiful that shade is. This is not a typical hobnail. I think that's why I was attracted. The design is a little bit different. And a lot of people immediately say Fenton. I don't know. It's not marked. I didn't try to look it up at all, but it's in excellent condition. Does anyone know anything about this lamp other than obviously 1960s, 70s, 50s, 60s, that kind of thing? Hurricane lamp, electric lamp. Beautiful. It has a beautiful base. And the nice feature on the lamp is, as you probably know, there's a light bulb in the bottom. So you have a 3-way switch. You can light up the bottom or the top or both. So, and it really won't do me any good to plug it in because the lights in here are so bright to broadcast, you're not going to really be able to see.
It would blind us all.
Well, you wouldn't see anything because all the other lights, all the other lights are so bright. But I think that someone out there who is a milk glass person.
Oh, they would want that. They would want that.
Yeah. Don't you find that the glass is unusual? That the pattern on the glass is unusual?
For sure. I've never seen it. But then again, there's lots of things I haven't seen because I wasn't born in this era.
And it's in excellent condition. And so, I thought, now, again, it will be expensive to ship. I'm going to have to ship
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to ship it in 2 boxes for safety. The top in 1 box, the bottom in another box. But I thought it was a nice lamp.
Oh, Jody Davis is like, I want it.
Yeah, I'm going to sell it, Jody. It's probably not going to be in a live sale. It's probably going to be listed on eBay. And it's just gorgeous lit up. It's a warm, and I this is me who's not a milk glass fan. So but I love that. It's just, can you imagine this in a bedroom or in a hallway or?
There's always exceptions to rules. Like there are a lot of things where I'm like, I'm not crazy about this, but sometimes it's just like, oh, well, you know what? That piece is kind of cool, even though I'm not crazy about all this stuff.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this lamp. I just was attracted to it. Where, those 60s hobnail bedroom lamps with the plastic shades, I just see them everywhere.
Well, that's why you were attracted to that one, because you don't see that everywhere. If they had been those hobnail lamps from the 60s, you'd have walked right by them.
I would have walked right by them and made a face.
Been like, ew.
No, I'm kidding. There's nothing wrong with them. The 3-way light fixture is wonderful. If you auction the price up, can't wait for you to post it. Yeah, it'll show up in a I'll put it before I sell it. You know me, I do hauls and I say it's all in the eBay store or it's all going to be in a live sale. I let people know in advance where I'm selling things.
Mm-hmm.
2 more lamps, 2 more lamps. Are you waiting for the lamp that sells for $350 and I bought it today for $10?
Do we have to do another drum roll?
No, because I'm not showing it to you yet. I got one more lamp first. This isn't the one that sells for $350.
That's a neat one, though. Very mid-century.
Yeah, well, let's have everybody out there pick. Now, this wasn't just randomly say, what year do you think?
Post World War II, so like late 40s into the early 50s.
So I see people say, hi D. Gerald said, I see people are saying Mama Bird says 49, 1954. I guess I should hold it back. I see the 30s. Let's get a close up. What are they saying, Vinny?
So Rising Phoenix 1930, Alicia Pallotta 40s, Bianca Goodnight 30s, Karen K said the 50s. Sharon Rodwick said 20s, Sherry Edward 1950, 1939, 47, 30, 62, 70s, 57, late 40s.
Yeah. So everyone who said late 40s is correct.
I said that.
Pat yourself on the head. Now, we're talking about something that became popular after World War II. Think about it. Thousands of American men who hadn't seen anything except their hometown were shipped off to exotic lands. People were in the South Pacific. They were in the islands. They were all over the place. My grandfather was in Tunisia. Now, that's in northern Africa, but if it weren't for the war, my grandfather would have never been in Tunisia at age 19. So the men came back, and we had this explosion of exotica, not erotica, exotica. Is that the word?
Those are two different things.
Huh?
Those are two different things, exotica and erotica.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to say exotica. You know, the Les Baxter records, Lotus Land, and what else am I thinking of? You know, there was a hit song in the 50s called the Bamboo. What was it called? The Bamboo Room, the House of Bamboo. And so what did people create in their basements? A little tiki bar, you know, a little bamboo bar with some furniture and exotic lamps and this kind of thing. So it was a popular exotic design, and you saw it after the war, the 40s and into the 50s. The cool thing about this lamp is we know that without even knowing who made it or when it was made, but somebody, probably the person who purchased it, wrote 1946 on the bottom. Now, I know anybody could have put that on there, but I have no doubt in my mind that that's probably something that was put on the bottom when the lamp was bought right after the war. This pierced metalwork on the bottom is typical of lamps from the 40s. So I guess I've talked enough about it.
Is that shade original to it, you think?
It could be. I don't know. It could be. It could be a replacement shade, but it fits. It's the right size.
It does.
It's a clip-on shade. The lamp is in great shape.
Aaron figured out what my Perot powder box, who it was made by, and I think she has that same book you do.
The powder jar, the 1930s bedroom glassware book. Yeah.
Yeah. Ellie Smith Minstrel. Minstrel.
So your dad was in Korea. Your grandfather brought back a kimono. The House of Bamboo by Andy Williams. Right.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh, the House of Bamboo. It's a great song. Oh, it's wonderful. It's very exotic.
I'll have to listen to it.
So anyway, this is just a neat example of, what I was thinking of earlier, and I couldn't remember.
She has the Ellie Smith book. Okay.
There was also a fad in the Victorian era called the Turkish corner, and I couldn't remember. I was thinking in my mind Persian, which I knew was wrong, and I asked my former college roommate who studies all of that. I said, his name is Timeless Tommy. I don't know if he's watching. I said, I know it's not Persian corner, but I can't get it straight in my mind. And he said, it's Turkish. Yep, you're right. So in the Victorian era, there was a fad for people to create a Turkish corner. And literally they would have like Persian carpets, exotic carpets hung on the wall in the corner. Mm-hmm. And there would be a big overstuffed fainting couch or a chaise lounge, and some type of an exotic light fixture would hang down that looks Moroccan, that kind of thing. And they were called Turkish corners. And it was just a weird Victorian fad, sort of like the tiki bar in the basement was a thing after the Second World War into the early 50s. Are you guys familiar with Turkish corner, those who like Victorian interiors? It says Vinny's going to fall asleep.
I'm not falling asleep. I was responding in the chat.
Yeah, Vinny's not going to fall asleep.
That's what I'm doing. I'm reading the chat just so as we're talking because I know it's different on the phone versus here. Because I got my two devices going.
Yeah, you have to. Well, anyway, let's end this thing. You've been waiting for this lamp. this expensive lamp. I bought this lamp today for $9.99. One of them in a different color sold on eBay just a little while ago for $350, and there are others on First Dibs, and they're asking close to $800, close to $900. You ready for it, Vinny?
What?
Are you ready for this lamp?
Yeah. Need a drum roll now? Oh. Very cool.
Is everybody screaming?
That's very 50s.
Let me hold it up. And it's a floor lamp. And
it's a floor lamp.
Yes, it's adjustable, so we can go up and down. Pardon me if it squeaks. I haven't cleaned it yet. And here's the base, which has the original green paint. This is the old original green paint. This is brass, which I need to clean because it's oxidized. Yeah. So it's very space saucer-ish, very mid-century. And the paint on it is original. There are no dents on the lid, on the shade. It's not scratched. The condition is unbelievable. All I've got to do is put a new socket in it and clean this brass. And as you can see, it's fully adjustable. And I need to fix the cord. And the maker of the thing, if I take the lid off, we'll see right under here, we have a label that says M.G. Weller Company, Greenwich, Connecticut. And this is called the Sight Light. And there's our original. Let me get to where you can hopefully, that's the original that's the underwriter's lab thing, but that's the maker right there. See it?
Very cool.
And look at the condition. That's the original paint on the flying saucer. I flipped out. I knew that it would be something made between 1945 to 1955, something in that era after the war. And they made a table lamp model as well.
My dad has that one.
Your dad has the table lamp model?
Mm-hmm.
Of this? Similar
to it, yeah.
I mean, is it the same lamp? Does he know that it's worth that much money?
Oh, of course he does. You know him. He's kind of not done a lot with reselling in recent years with all the stuff that's gone on. But yeah, he's got a table lamp that looks exactly like that.
What color is it?
I think it's that same green, but the base is metal, and it's kind of like the way it's like that, but it's kind of curved out, and then it sits up like that.
Well, tell him to go look at it and take the shade off and see who the maker is.
I don't know if he still has it. He might. It's probably in our garage somewhere.
Well,
if I had access to it, I'd go look at it, but I don't know where it is.
Well, I'd love an update. I'd love to know. So, yeah, I mean, this is not my era, obviously. I'm going to be putting it online and selling it at auction. Now, the one that I sold, they come, as I said, in different colors. I think the one that the floor lamp that sold was in black. And I think it was a buy it now, and it went for $350. So I really don't know. Yeah. See, First Dibs is just insane with their prices. I don't know if people are familiar, but with First Dibs, not anybody can sell on First Dibs. There's a process you go through to be able to get a First Dibs account. And the markup on First Dibs is just anything on First Dibs is going to be 3, 4, 5 times higher than anywhere else. And if they can get the price, good. I can't, and I don't sell on first. See, the problem is people see it on First Dibs, and somebody's asking $800, $900, and they say, oh, then that's what I can get for mine. Well, I've always, you know, the expression, there's a talking price and there's a walking price.
Yep.
So people can ask whatever they want. I couldn't believe it when I went in the store and there it was. And I put it in my cart and this lady came along. Yeah, anybody can buy on First Dibs, but a lot of, you're right, Katie, a lot of decorators go there and they pay they pay a lot.
Yeah, eBay's better. You get better deals. And a lot of other people have chances on eBay to get stuff than on probably First Dibs. I've never experimented with it.
Well, I have two friends who sell on First Dibs, and I may be wrong. I might not know what I'm talking about. But if I remember correctly, you can't just open up a First Dibs account. I think you have to be approved. Now, I might be wrong on that. So if I'm wrong, somebody else out there can straighten me out on that. But finish your story. Oh, the lady in the. So I put it in my cart, and this lady said, "Oh, you're going to buy that?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Well,
You should have been like, no, I'm just lugging it around for nothing."
Well, she said, "I like it, and I almost bought it." And I said, "Well, I'm so glad you didn't." We talked. And she said, well, she didn't really have anywhere for it, but she loves the green color, and she was really thinking about it. And I said, yeah, I'm sorry you didn't get it, but I'm happy that you didn't get it because I got it. Look, it's the luck of who's there when you're there, and I've missed things before. She wasn't mad. She just kind of, you know.
I'm just amazed somebody would donate that. That's what's shocking to me. But then again, it's always amazing what people donate.
Vinny, people throw that kind of stuff in the trash all the time.
I know.
You either like the old stuff or you don't.
I wish you would have been there when when an elderly neighbor of mine got released. I think he got sick and passed or got moved to a retirement home or something. But he was a hoarder and he had everything, like everything from his days in World War II. And I guess they were just instructed by whoever, I don't know who it was, but I remember I was either in college at the time. I think I was in college. Yeah. And the dumpsters from this guy's house were full. I mean, I rescued so many things. I got a rain lamp out of that house, all for free. I mean, I sold a lot of this stuff for good money, but it was like, who would pitch that? I mean, I got a nice Lane Hope chest downstairs. It's our coffee table right now in our living room. I mean, it's mind-boggling. I got the guy's photograph albums from World War II. I couldn't see that going in the garbage. You just can't let stuff like that go away. I don't. I get they were instructed to throw things out, but it's like, will you guys salvage some of this stuff? Like, don't pitch everything.
Yeah, one of the things that whenever I have old photographs, inevitably somebody always says, "Oh, how horrible. Oh, what a shame." You know, they go on and on and on. And I always have to say, hold on, pull back. Now, I know from firsthand experience, I have one sibling and I have 6 first cousins. None of them give a hoot about anything old. None of them. So when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, I started collecting old family pictures and there was no competition. Literally, they have no interest in what their great grandparents looked like. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them or that they're bad people or anything. Some
No.
people just don't care about old stuff. And so, listen, I've got all this old family history. I've got family photographs. I've got family antiques. I don't have any children. Maybe someday I'll have a great niece or a great nephew or somebody who will be interested. But if there's no one who is interested, I am a dead end. And guess what happens? When I get called up yonder, whatever happens to my stuff, it's gone. And so
Yeah.
I understand how pictures get out of families and things get separated from families because a lot of people don't mean anything.
And what I just described, if I remember correctly, I think the guy who owned that house for years, I think maybe his kids were like, maybe they were sick or passed or something, so he didn't really have anybody. So I guess maybe it was up to the landlord or something, or like like the city. Maybe it was a city ordinance that they needed to clean it up because because they didn't know what to do. So you never know the circumstance. It's different for everyone. But I don't really know the story, like the real details as to why, aside from the fact that I think his kids had passed away or had no connection with him and they didn't care what happened. I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah.
But there's got to be somebody to carry on the heritage, because one day somebody's going to look back and be like, I wish I'd have known about this. And then, I mean, it's
Well,
much easier now than what it used to be, but still, it's best to have the real stuff.
yeah, but I don't have anybody right now. If I
I know.
I don't have a single. I have a first cousin once removed who likes old stuff, but she's on my mother's side of the family, not my father's. And I have more from my father's. I have from my father's side. I can't even begin to tell you. There's not one single person that I'm related to right now that would want, if I fell off a cliff tomorrow morning, there's not one single person that would want anything.
It's kind of surprising, really, especially with how much family history you have.
I'm not surprised, simply because there are those who just have absolutely no interest. We're all wired differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't impose my likes, on others. So,
No.
people come to my house and go, they would think, "Oh my gosh, I could never live like this."
But
But
it's the
but
same way, like with
I go to their house and I go, "Ugh, I can't live with your Kmart furniture."
well, that's the thing. And I look at it like my
His
brother and
own.
I, we're opposites. My brother's a gamer. He's not really into the vintage stuff. But, and he can't. I mean, granted, I used to do a little bit of the gaming when I was younger, but as I got older, I kind of grew out of it and got more into this kind of stuff. So it's just in a matter of, it's like anything in the world. Not everybody wants to be this or that. They just want to be them and not have to, you know.
Yeah, and I hear, I often hear people my age and older. No, I take that back. I often hear people sort of my mother's age. Oh, these young people don't want anything. My mother doesn't say that. But I hear people, let me be careful because somebody's going to get mad at me. I hear a lot of people in their 60s and 70s. Oh, these millennials. Okay. How quickly we forget. when my mother got married in 1963, she didn't want her grandparents' old furniture.
You want to be up with the times, you know?
They
You don't
wanted
want to be
nice,
like your parents.
they wanted nice new things
Mm-hmm.
from the 60s. They didn't want some ratty old Depression furniture. Things change. And, you know, I understand that it can be heartbroken. Your mother bought this Depression glass in 1940 and you cherished it all your life and now nobody wants it. That's hard.
Yeah.
I get that. But I don't believe in bad mouthing younger generations who have a different taste in collecting and a different go back to the 1920s when women were getting married in 1925. What did they want? They didn't want their grandmother's EAPG. They wanted colored glass. That was the rage. Don't you think all those old mothers, those Edwardian mothers, were so upset that their daughters in the 1920s didn't want their clear glass? They didn't want it. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't know. Now I don't know how I got off on this. People are probably telling me to be quiet.
Tastes change over the years. You know, the younger folks want what's now, what's present. Now, I'm no exception. I mean, I like the technology and things that we have today, but I also like an old fan because it works better and will last a lifetime as it already has, or a toaster oven that I don't have to replace every 2 years, where one that's lasted for years and years and still works just as fine. But some things you kind of have to be modern with, even if your parents don't like it. Because there were a lot of, I mean, you see it in TV shows, like a lot of, you'll see skits where, in the 50s, where a woman who was born in the early 1900s is like, well, my mother did this, my mother did that, and we didn't have all these modern day conveniences. And it's like, it's just going with the times. You don't have to like it, but it is what it is.
Well, I guess a lot of times when I'm out at antique places and estate sales and things, I hear people of a certain age quite often bad mouthing younger generations because they don't want their great aunt's Norman Rockwell plates. You know,
I can understand that.
I mean, okay.
Why we don't want that stuff.
You don't want your grandmother's snow globe collection. Tastes change, times change. And listen, put in your home what you love, what you enjoy, use it, use your crystal, use your glass. And if you got nobody to pass it on to, when your time is up and it goes to auction, a new generation will get a hold of it and enjoy it.
Right, Tina, exactly.
What'd she say?
She said nobody wants Norman Rockwell plates now, but it's like any trend. There are things that are going to be really hot for a while. Like look at mid-century modern. Mid-century modern is hot right now. In maybe 20 years it'll go away. We don't know, but yeah. There are things that I'm kind of like, I can't believe that was actually in style. Like all those 70s, 80s, like arts and crafts stuff, like all that furniture that looks colonial. I'm like, torch it, please. But it's mesmerizing to me what was once style. I mean, granted, I'm sure there are a lot of things my dad makes fun of me because I like. Like he doesn't like the swung vases and the fairy lights and things like that. That's just not him. But for us, it's, well, huge. Like with certain things, it's like that's really neat. Like if my dad saw something like this, he would probably not bat an eye. He'd probably just be like, walk right past it. Whereas I look at it and I think, oh, my viewers would love something like this. Now, what era this is from, I don't know, but that's the thing. It just depends on what you're into, and I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm reading what's in the chat. Some of it I agree with, and some of it I don't, because taste is subjective. If you're holding on to something with the fierce intent that one day your daughter-in-law is going to want that Fostoria,
Beanie Babies, no.
Your daughter-in-law might never, ever, ever want that Fostoria, and you can't. What am I trying to say? Holding on to things because you love them and enjoy them, and they mean something to you, and they bring you enjoyment in life. I think that's fantastic. I would love to be able to pass my family things on to the next generation. That might not happen. And I can't force that upon a great nephew or a great niece because I want it. They might eventually develop an appreciation for things later in life, but they might not. And so you just don't always, sometimes, you're a dead end and you just don't have people to pass things on to. I don't know how we got off on this, Vinny, but it's fun to have conversations like that and have people. And I hope the folks listening join in. It can talk as well. And I think they do. And I see, and I do go back and read it. So just wrapping it up, I do not poo-poo and I do not criticize younger generations who don't want what their mother had.
You can't, because what's that gonna do?
Well, people do, though. A lot.
Oh, I know they do. I know they do.
And well, Vincent, it's 10:00. We really just came on here to test this platform. I'm going to be back Monday with the live sale. I don't know which, we'll see. I'll be there. And Vinny, you'll either see Vinny's face,
which I'm sure you guys probably don't want to see anyway.
Or you'll hear him, or you won't see him, but he'll be there, and we'll do that. But I was supposed to go shopping with Vinny, and it didn't happen. So we're gonna figure something out in the next month or two for us to do some shopping together. And Vinny has done shopping. Vinny, if you didn't see, Vinny did a shop along.
I did, and another one's coming up on Monday.
Good. I'm glad you're doing it. They're fun to do. They're hard. They're hard to do.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect it to be as easy as I thought it was. I took some advice from you when I was thinking about doing it. You know what, like I did with my first video when I went to Hancock, I literally, I filmed when I first walked in, I shopped a little bit, and then I kind of just showed some of the booths. I showed some of the glass because I know y'all like that after I shopped. So it's like, okay, let me shop first and then show you all like what I'm looking at. And then, and that way I can still find my good deals and do my research, but it's not so much filming where I'm not able to do what I'm there to do.
I hear people tell me that they get bored with just turn on the camera and just sort of endlessly walking down aisle after aisle after aisle. I know it's a personal thing. So I think some people do like that because they want to look, but you've got to go so slowly. I think you're right. I think it's better to kind of look around a little bit, pan down some of the aisles, but zoom in on things that you want to specifically show and specifically talk about. That's just kind of the feedback that I usually get with shop alongs. But
It's just easier. And, you know, before I was kind of against the whole thing. Like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. But now I realize, okay, I can do this, this, and this and still film and get 10 minutes or 15 minutes of footage. And it's not nearly as complicated as I thought. Or even putting in music to avoid, you know, copyright strikes. All that stuff is so easy to do. And I just wish I'd have done it sooner.
Well, they love to see your handsome face, Vinny.
Well, I'm glad somebody does, because sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, what happened to me?
Well, wait till you get my age.
You are not old, though, so stop it.
I didn't say I was old. I said wait till you get my age.
Same thing.
Your face doesn't get any younger.
And plus, I talk about all the places that I go to, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I might as well just show y'all.
And I'm glad.
Or just give you like a little glimpse.
I'm glad you didn't say age is just a number. Age is not just a number. Age can be a number up here, but age is not just the number in your knees and in your back.
No.
I'm telling you, hey, age is not just a number when you sleep wrong and you can't hold your neck straight for the next 3 days.
Oh, I've done that before, and I'm almost 28. That was horrible. That was horrible.
I mean, a 30-year-old automobile doesn't run the same way a 2023 model does. So that whole age is just a number. Ain't that the truth, D? There you go. Everybody always just repeats, age is just a number. Here.
Well, they do say.
I feel 18 here. My knees tell me you ain't 18.
They say that, you know, you're only as old as you feel. So if you're 56 and you're active and going places and doing all kinds of stuff, or even 86, you know. So if you're 18 and you feel 50, something's wrong. But if you're 50 and you feel 18, that's pretty good.
Well, I've always been called an old soul. They called me that when I was in high school. That's different from the body. And genetics and how you take care of yourself has a lot to do it too. But you just now we're
well,
really
that's
good.
hey, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years almost. It'll be 10 years in July, and I've been told I'm an old soul from, you know, once everyone started watching me. So it was like,
you are.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, the drugs from the cigarettes, Joan. Speaking of which,
yeah,
I haven't had one in a while. I might need another one.
Yeah, he loves this.
Because I broke my other one.
Should I show him one more lamp before we tune out?
Show them one more lamp, and I'll splash myself with Ginate.
Oh, now he's channeling.
And I'll try that with my pantyhose.
I was just gonna say, now you know it's getting late, and I've got 2% left on my computer, and I'm gonna die. You know it's getting late when Vinny starts channeling Claudette LaBerge. Don't start, Jeffrey. If you're in there, Jeffrey Reed, be quiet. I got one more lamp. I have one more lamp I'm going to show you.
He's going to show us that one lamp while he tries that with his pantyhose.
I think there's something in those cigarettes I think it's more than just candy. Yeah. Now, look at this. And yes, I have pants on.
I hope. Thank God. I don't need to be. Never mind.
Now, let's talk about this. What's so funny? What are they laughing at?
They're laughing at me laughing.
Now, I'm going to say it before everybody else does. Do not call this a funeral parlor lamp.
Are those the ones we got in Adamstown?
No, those are down in my
basement.
basement.
Those aren't those ones.
No, those are down in my basement. Vinny,
but it looks like a funeral parlor lamp.
It is not a funeral parlor.
I know.
All right. I'm going to go on a rage again. Now, the neat thing about this one is that it is adjustable. So I want you to see. That's
D.
What? D, be quiet. D, if you sass me, I'm not gonna put any bubble wrap in the things that I mail you, and they're gonna get broken in the mail.
That's funny.
Now let me get back to this lamp. It's in sections. Here, here,
Carol.
and here. This is a deluxe model because it is adjustable. There's a vacuum in there. What do you call it? Compressed air? What do you call that? So you can shrink it and make it whatever height that you want.
Jeffrey, that's not nice.
You're supposed to be looking at my lamp.
That's bad, but that's funny at the same time.
I'm ignoring all of you, and I'm going to talk about my lamp. Now,
this is in sections, so that fits in the trash barrel easier.
This is called
awful. It's not ugly. That's horrible.
See, this is where I need to click mute. I know you're saying something and I can't see it because the color went out on my...
So D says, so it's adjustably ugly.
D, there's no accounting for taste. Now,
I can't breathe. I cannot breathe.
This is a chrome-plated Porcelier from around the early 30s.
Oh my God.
They were frequently sold in pairs. And most of the time, these were for home use, not funeral parlors. Yes, funeral parlors did use Porcelier lamps. They usually, especially if it was Catholic, there would be the crucifix on it, and they looked more liturgical, I guess would be the word I would say. But this you would see in, New York apartments, on either side of the fireplace, on either side of a sofa, in two corners. Very stylish, very popular in that stylish 1930s era. And this is a valuable lamp. So you can poo-poo it all you want, Miss D. But
I was just messing around, KP. I don't think it's ugly. I think it's actually kind of cool. Gail says it looks like a toilet plunger. Y'all are killing me.
I'm finished. I can't deal with Neanderthals. You have no taste. None.
Oh my God. What did Jeffrey say?
None.
What did he say this time? No. Oh, maybe they're still laughing at his comment before.
I'm finished. You don't deserve it. I'm going to put it out of the scene. No one. And just because of that, I'm going to sell it exclusively, privately. And everyone who's poo-pooing it, you don't get, watch me get $500 for this lamp.
Oh my God.
Then we'll see he who laughs last.
Now you're being mocked, Scott. D says, now, Scott, you can't force people to like what you like.
He who laughs. Yeah, but I don't call your things toilet plungers.
You poo-poo the 60s and 70s, though. You poo-poo popcorn art.
He who laughs last, or something. Whatever it is, it's going to be me. Here.
Oh, my word.
Here. Try that with your pantyhose. I'm finished. Now I'm in a bad mood. I'm done. I'm going to end this chat right now.
Oh my God, that was good.
My Diet Cola and go to bed. I might even go.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I'm done. No, food is done. People are finished. I'm finished making fun of my lamp. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you for being a part of the conversation.
It's an adjustable toilet plunger.
I'm finished. I will not entertain you folks any longer.
Amy says, I think you mean he who laughs last laughs best.
Well, watch me. Watch me whip, watch me nay-nay. How do you like that, Vinny?
On my turkey turlet.
Vinny, I'm cutting this thing off. I've got to go rinse a few things out. So we'll see you Monday night. I hope you'll come and join me at my live sale. And don't forget, join Vinny. Vinny, go plug your live sale tomorrow. And Dee has one too.
Can I plug my? Well, it's there if y'all want to come.
Well,
anything you saw in my shop with me and in the halls from that shop with me is going to be in this sale this week or tomorrow. So,
what time?
6 p.m. Eastern
on your channel.
On my channel,
and
Vintage Vinny.
What time does Dee start selling her fantastic plastic?
She sells her fantastic plastic at 3 p.m. Eastern, right before me. Fantastic plastic flowers. Fantastic plastic flowers.
All right. See, we can have a good time. I love you too, Dee. We have a really good time. If we did not make fun of each other, if we didn't like each other, we would not make fun of each other. And
how it is in my family.
All right, that's it.
Oh, don't forget what Karen K says, that Tammy's grandson says, every live sale needs a fairy lamp.
Well, you can have it. Now, if I can figure out how to end this live stream, how do I do it? It says edit. Oh, I see an X. Do I touch that X?
Maybe.
Watch me. Bye, everybody. We'll see you later. Say bye, Vinny.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Did I do it? I didn't do it. Did I do it?
Nope, still live.
Oh, no. Don't say anything off color.